Hello guys, welcome to our channel. It is common knowledge that rich people have several ways of earning money and they don't simply depend upon one income. All rich and successful people have assets that generates money and long-term wealth. Yet these assets make people rich today as we speak. Well, in this video we will discuss 10 assets that are making people rich. Before we enter the assets, it is necessary to recognize what an asset is. Let's use the author of the popular book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki's definition of an asset. An asset is a thing or property that placed money in your pocket. On the other hand, a liability takes money out of your pocket. Rich people focus on gathering assets as well as limiting liabilities. In this manner, they can expand their prosperity. Since we have an assets meaning, let's talk about the initial asset that people use to get rich. But before starting this video, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to notify all the videos we make for you. Let's get started. Number 1. Stocks. Stocks have made people successful for centuries. Did you recognize that? If you bought $220 of Apple stocks in 1980, today you would certainly deserve over $180,000. Stocks are not as complicated as they could show up. When people invest in stocks, they acquire a teeny part of a company that makes them a small part owner of the firm. In return, they are qualified for a company's growth and earnings. For example, if a firm worth $10 million issues a million shares, if you have 50,000 shares, it makes you the owner of 5% of this firm. In short, you have $500,000 well worth of this firm. Now, there are two primary methods people get rich utilizing stocks. Suppose the business you have stocks raise in value. For example, from $10 million to $50 million. In that case, the worth of your 5% property also grows from $500,000 to $2.5 million. As an example, the business Apple in January of 2010 was worth around $192 billion. And 10 years later, on by March of 2020, Apple is worth around $1.3 trillion. It means that investors who invested in Apple stocks in January of 2010 have made an average of 670% return on their investment over the last 10 years. A $10,000 investment would suddenly deserve around $67,000 as of March of 2020. One more method people earn money by using stocks is by gathering dividends. Several firms distribute part of the earnings to shareholders every quarter. Financiers who get dividends receive a quarterly check at the top of their investment development. Investors can either utilize this passive income from dividends to utilize and spend as they pleased, or reinvest this capital back into purchasing even more stocks, permitting them to compound their earnings further. Number 2. Bonds. Another investment that people use as part of their get-rich methods are bonds. If a government or a firm needs to raise capital to fund a project, it will provide bonds for capitalists to invest in. A bond is various than a stock. While a stock is a little ownership of the company that qualifies you to the gains or losses of a business, a bond is a debit that a business needs from investors. It suggests that if you purchase a bond, you lend money to the company or a government to be paid with interest on a fixed date. Bonds are thought about secure for financial investment in stocks, considering that they are not business controls but loans to be paid. So, if a business drops market price, the stockholders also declines, but the bondholders don't. In some examples, they gain value because the company still needs to pay their debits, whether they drop market value or not. Unless the firm goes bankrupt, they will certainly have a responsibility to pay their debits to bond providers. As bonds are usually risk-free for financial investment, they also bring a lower return on investment with an ordinary return of 3% each year. Financiers make use of bonds to expand their financial investment portfolio and even limitation their total risk. Bonds can also be bought in the significant stock market, much like stocks. Number 3. Real estate. Real estate is a tool that has made many people rich for several years. And for a great reason, as the population increases, a growing number of people need a location to live. It creates various ways to develop a wide range of making use of real estate. The first one is by renting your property to renters and receiving a check every time without continuous any work required, making this passive income. The second method people develop wealth with real estate is by using debit. Yes, numerous investors secure debit in the form of a mortgage to buy a property. It enables them to buy a property even if they do not have the complete amount to buy it, while having their renters pay down their loan, building up their equity in their property. For example, if you purchase this property for $100,000 with a $20,000 down payment, it indicates that you took a loan of $80,000. Let's state for the next 15 years, this suggests that you have a mortgage payment of $445 each month excluding taxes. As renters are paying your rent, this indicates that they are also spending for your mortgage. You are making an added $5,333 each year in equity in addition to your regular monthly cash flow. Still, we are not done. Yet, real estate values tend to grow gradually, so if held for a long time, a property cost raises a much greater than it was bought for. Now, there are several kinds of real estate. Residential real estate are properties where individuals stay in. Commercial real estate are properties where people manage a business in, like an office complex or a restaurant. There is also land or farm real estate that can be leased to farming services to increase their operation while a rent check. Number 4. REITs. Now, if the real estate appears good, but we don't intend to manage all the monitoring and the logistics of owning real estate, after that, a REIT can be a great choice for capitalists. It represents real estate investment company that owns and operates real estates, where capitalists can purchase shares and also get dividends. A REIT resembles a stock. When an investor acquires a REIT, they are getting a share of a firm that owns as well as manage real estate properties. This company gathers the cash flow produced from the properties and distributes their profits to their shareholders as dividends. Real estate invest trust can additionally be bought and sold in major public exchange such as the New York Stock Exchange or the Nasdaq, making it much easier to invest in himself. Number 5. Business. Among the greatest methods people are earning money as we speak is by creating their own business. For many people, starting and scaling a company is not a passive way of generating income. Starting and scaling a business takes a lot of work, but if done right, we can systemize this business to be more passive, turning this business into a passive income property. Number 6. Index fund. We spoke about its stocks earlier and the number of people has prospered utilizing them. However, this type of asset takes it a little further. Just as we can generate income with stocks, we can likewise shed money with stocks, and purchase particular stocks can be quite high risk. No one can predict what the market will certainly do unless you are a master capitalist like Warren Buffett or Ray Dalio. Possibilities are trying to predict how one particular company will certainly do is a dangerous action. This is why index funds are an asset by themselves. Index funds are types of mutual funds that match and track a section of economic market, like the S&P 500 that tracks the 500 most significant companies in the USA, suggests that if one business drops 20% of its worth, your overall investment does not. The advantages of an index fund. Number 1. Instant diversification. Because you are getting not just one business but an entire sector of the marketplace, your investment is more secure than if you put all of your cash in one firm. And also, number 2. Low operating expenses. Given that this type of fund follows a sector of the marketplace, it does not need any type of active administration. It indicates no administration fees that eat up your earnings. Here is a listing of a few most famous index funds with reduced operating cost. Currently, these remain in no particular order, as constantly do your research and speak with a good investing expert before making any investment choices. Number 7. Patents or trademarks. If you have an innovation that you believe can be possibly profitable, you can apply for a patent to defend your innovation. Also, companies will certainly have to pay you to utilize your innovation. It could be an idea, a product, or a software. If your innovation has marketable value, you can certify patents to firms and also make residual income from it. Have you ever heard of this Linky before? This simple little innovation has made around $3 billion in profits. Same with the Furby. This little patent suggestion made around $500 million annually at its top. The Kushball patent, invented by Scott Strelinger in the 1980s, was sold to Hasbro for $100 million. Now, trademarks are a little different. Trademarks secure various other properties such as logos, names, also phrases. There are many famous catchphrases that are trademarked. As an example, this phrase that you can see in the screen was trademarked by Disney and also cannot be made use of commercially by any other businesses without reducing Disney a check. Number 8. Digital product. Digital products are coming to be a large property for any service or person. Have you ever saw exactly how many of the largest celeb entrepreneurs like Damon Jones, for example, are getting into the digital information business? This is because digital products are extremely profitable assets. This is something that you can develop once and make money from it every time in a passive methods. There is various type of digital products. For example, let's claim that my friend Mark here is a filmmaker. There are several digital assets that he can produce to include your income to his business. As an example, if various other filmmakers like the methods he use colors, he can produce a preset of his color grading format for other filmmakers to use. He can additionally produce music stock videos or sounds that he can market to other designers. As a filmmaker, he can develop plugins to make modifying much easier for other designers. He can also produce a training program to train others his process of creating films. And just like that, Mark currently has 6 digital products that can create money in addition to his filmmaking service, even if he is not actively there. Number 9. Copyrights. Copyrights secure intellectual properties such as books, music, or poetry. Among others, this is a fantastic asset since these copyrights can additionally be certified out for our royalty. One of my favorite example is J.K. Rowling. She is the author of the popular book series Harry Potter, supplying her with royalties each time the book was bought. Then the books were made right into movies, give her was another layer of royalties. Given that her intellectual property was utilized for the films and the additional layer of royalties originated from the merchandise marketed based upon her characters. Then Universal Studios developed the wizarding world of Harry Potter, where the attractions are based upon her copyrights, adding more to her royalties. Apparently, Rowling earns royalties from ticket sales, goods, and also beverage sales sold within the park, since they all utilize her intellectual property, and also even more royalties originate from her licensing offers to generate the Broadway shows based upon her writing of the Harry Potter and the Cursed Kid. Number 10. Audiences and media brand. This is very current. Many people did not imagine it a couple of years ago then. When influencers started making as much money as listing celebrities, people took notice, and currently they are becoming social media influencer. It's not just the high level of attention that is possible with social media sites, but the level of connections that we can improve these platforms. It's incredible and also extremely valuable. 10 years earlier, you could not interact with an organization or your favorite celebrity by watching them on TV. Just imagine, if you were to send a message to your favorite artist and also really get a message back. Now, we live in a world where this is a reality. How much probable are you buy their CD or go view their films or even purchase their products when they come out? The very best thing about social media site is that there is no boundary of entrance. Anybody can take advantage of these platforms and develop excellent service around them. That's that's all for now. Thank you for watching this video. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. Let us know your opinion on the comment section below. And if you are new here, then subscribe and press the bell button to get notified of all the exciting videos we make for you.